Hey, what's up guys? So today we're going to be doing some Abyss rune crafting. So they updated it today so that you can now make the rune pouch in the Abyss. So you get that by getting thread randomly whenever you rune crafting. And it takes 100 to make this large rune pouch here that can hold 3 different kinds of runes. And then it takes 30 to make this small one. So in order to do this, you're going to want to have the Abyssal Titan, the Infinity Ethereal, Necklace of Shadows, Combined Catalyst Fragment, and the Ring of Whisper. So you get these items here, the Necklace of Shadows, Combined Catalyst Fragment, and Ring of Whispers by doing Sliski's Endgame. And then you can get the ethereal pieces just by either rune crafting in the game or like from back in the day Treasure Hunter. And if you need to grab any of these back, you'll get the outfit itself from Diango or from your bank. And then the Catalyst Fragment is from the Zerosian, or Sliske, sorry, clan leader in Draenor Village. So we're just going to start by summoning our Titan. And then teleporting to Edgeville. Alright, so now what you're going to want to do is get your action bar set up. So I like to put the larger rune pouch, then the medium, and then take from Beast of Burden, fill the giant pouch, and then use the Infinity Ethereal body. That means that you need to get your Beast of Burden set up properly. So then you'll go store the essence in there, go to the Beast of Burden in the presets, hit save, and now whenever you load it, it should just come out like that. So then we're going to bank. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 to fill up the body. And then fill the massive pouch in the bank. And then hit number 2 to load the preset with your defender in it. And then we'll just start the run. So whenever you enter the wilderness, you should anticipate, just in case there's a peak error. It can be quite a pain if you die. You'll have to get back most of these items. And the biggest pain will be the pouches, because you'll have to either kill stuff for them, or the massive pouch, you'll have to get another one from Runespan there. And the problem with the massive pouch is it takes about an hour to get one, because you need 1,000 points. So you see there, actually first trip we got pretty lucky, and then we got one of the magical threads. I think it's going to be around 1 in 8, but we'll see after we do this Titan. So I'll try to do as close to the full Titan as I can to get a decent idea of what the rates for the threads will actually be. So you can see there, I used my bladed dive to kill the skeleton. And then when you do that, it'll actually reset the bladed dive so you can do it again. Just doing little things like that could really save a lot of time. And even any second that you can save here is pretty big. A run takes about 55 seconds to do on average. So again, every little thing really helps to cut down the time, and you can even get another run in if you just save a second every run. Actually, we're getting quite lucky. You got another one of those. And see, that bank was a little bit smoother than the last, and it gets done very, very quickly. So my friend Curbs actually taught me about that method with the Beast of Burden. And there, because I didn't kill something with my bladed dive, you can see it really does slow it down. And then in that case, you can always use barge there. So the reason why I'm doing nature runes is, well, mainly because I'm 200 mil XP in runecrafting, but also it's the best money. If you wanted to do this to try to make the rune pouch yourself, you could definitely do blood runes for a little bit more XP. And I guess you could do souls as well, but presumably you wouldn't get as many of the threads as you will doing any of the other runes. But if you want to do runecrafting for XP, you definitely want to be doing souls, because that's about 350k an hour, versus this, which is much less. It's like 100 and something max. Yeah, so again, you'll see in my preset, originally I load it with the catalyst fragment, and then I make sure to fill out my massive pouch, just so it doesn't degrade as much. Alright, so I'll show you one more run, and then I'll come back once I'm done the 40 minutes to see how much we got. I'm expecting I'll get somewhere between 8 to 10. Which is really quite a nice little bonus. I believe they're selling for around 35k right now. It's day of release, so it could be up or could be down. It just all depends. And then I'll anticipate again once they come in, just in case there's a peak error. Obviously, then if they stun you, the first one will be negated, and then you have a better chance of getting out. And then because we have the defender on, we can also reso if there's a peak error, so then their first hit will actually heal us instead of damage us. So that can really save a lot of pain. Alright, so I'll be back in about 35 minutes when this Titan is done then. So here I am on the next run actually, but I just saw somebody run in with the Demonic Skull, and then that made me realize the Demonic Skull gives you, I believe it's a 250% XP boost. So it's quite a bit more. If you do it without a Demonic Skull, you're only going to be getting something like 28k XP an hour. But then if you do it with one and then you run it in the Abyss, you're going to be getting up much more XP. That's when you can get around the 150k XP an hour mark. Unfortunately, if you die with it, you do lose 550k, but it's well worth it if you're going to be doing this for any period of time. So a few important things to note is you can really save a lot of time by getting the Wilderness Elite tasks done. So what that does is, I believe it's about a 10% chance that you'll be teleported to the middle of the Abyss, so you don't have to run around like you see me doing on all the other runs. And this probably saves about 10 seconds when it goes off, so that can really shorten the duration of your run. Also, for a chance to get extra runes, if you do the quest Heroes Welcome, you get 5% more runes whenever you're crafting. So that definitely adds to the money. If you don't have the quest done, you'll expect to get about 400 or 200 runes a run, but with it, you're going to be getting 212 like I am. And again, if you bring a small pouch, you're going to be getting 214, but it's really not worth it because it just adds time to the bank, and getting 2 more runes per trip isn't really worth it. I'd estimate you probably save, I'd honestly say a second by not having the rune pouch, so you'll end up getting those runes back anyways by just doing more runs. Hey guys, so unfortunately my last clip seems like it kind of aired out whenever I was doing the editing, so you can see that my final loot for the 40 minutes was 10 scraps that sold for 46k each, and then 9,300 nature runes, which sold for 410 GP each, for a total of just under 4.3 mil. So if you did that for a full hour, you'd be looking at getting around 6.5 mil. And keep in mind, I wasn't being entirely efficient. So if you were being entirely, like completely efficient doing good runs, you could be getting around 7 mil GP an hour. And the cost is only about 50k worth of pure essence, so it's quite a nice way to make profit. Overall, I think this update is actually very good for the game. It'll bring more rune crafting or rune pouches in, so it'll really help Ironmen who don't have to do the PvP content now. And if you're going to be doing this for a rune pouch, it looks like you could do it in about 8 hours time, which isn't all that bad. So, and it's good for mains because you're making an extra around 500k an hour whenever you're doing rune crafting, which is already profitable. Anyways, that's all for this one, guys. I'll see you guys next time.